Tell me that you're not wife material without telling me you're not wife material. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bella's Corner, where the truth is delivered with love. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. And ladies, always remember to keep it classy and never trashy. I'm Femininity Coach Bella. Let's go ahead and get into it. They done made me come out the woodworks, y'all, to talk about this foolishness. Is marriage a form of SEGGS work?
Marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, he's gonna take care of you financially, and there's a home for you both to live in. What you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids. You are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade-off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works, because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface, you're for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're for.
Tell me that you're not wife material without telling me you're not wife material. To have the unmitigated gall to disrespect and to demean and diminish what is supposed to be a respected and even some may argue a prestigious title and duty of wife and even mother to a harlot. To call a wife a prostitute, to call a husband a client, and even arguably a trick. What is wrong with you? I would never allow a woman who allows herself to be broken off, client after client, for $1 to tell me that we're equal. Females who think like this, who say things like this, they cannot truly handle the role of a quality, caring, and loving wife to a quality, caring, and loving, masculine man, husband. They do not know what true love is. They don't know what love is because they haven't experienced it. Love is patient, love is kind, love is forgiving, love is caring, selfless. It doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it isn't arrogant, it isn't rude or resentful. But love will always remain the truth. It will always remain the truth, and it will always be the truth, whether you like it or not. Not only is love all of those things, but love also chastens. Love also corrects. Because here's my thing, I don't have an issue with a harlot to say, I'm a harlot, yep, this is what I do, and what? But again, what I have an issue with is a harlot saying, wives partake from the same plate that I do. Baby, no. If you're new here, my husband, I boast about my husband. He's masculine, he's caring, he's generous, he's kind. He can be mean sometimes, but he's a true man. He's no one to play with. But he has the biggest heart. And he is so loving and so caring. And he does well for me and our children and our household. I admire him and respect him so much. He ain't no trick. But anyway, my husband answered the question, would I love you if you were a worm? And he said, yes. He said, yeah, baby, I would love you if you was a worm. I would give you tender love and care. I would put you in the finest dirt. Yeah, I would make sure you had all the clippings and the ends of any fruit or vegetables that I eat. I would get you the best of box and make sure, and put you in there. And I would make sure you have this and have that. Yes, baby, I would love you if you was a worm. Would a client love you if you was a worm? Rod says, no, sex workers are willing to sell the most intimate parts of themselves to absolute strangers for a small fee. A wife would never. I would never. You know how people say, that would be the last thing I do, baby. That wouldn't even be an option for me. That would not be an option for wives. To sell that cat, to sell that head, to go on OnlyFans. Not a real wife. Women can be wiped up all day. Females get wiped up every day. But that don't mean that they're a wife. Just because they have a ring doesn't mean they're a wife. They're a wife before they get the ring. A woman with righteous morals and standards would never lay down on her back for no man, for no dollar. Even women who have tricks, they are giving up the goods in exchange for a bag, in exchange for shoes, in exchange for a trip. But all of those things have a form of monetary value. Prosties only talk and think about the SEGGS. In her mind, marriage, she has deduced marriage to SEGGS. That tells me how lost she is. And that tells me how every single other female who thinks like her and who co-signs this deranged, distorted, and reprobated definition of marriage is lost. Let's check out the longer clip so we can go ahead and get into it.
Out the word prostitution getting thrown around, and me myself, I would say, from my knowledge, I would say when there's any sort of like monetary exchange for sex, whether that's bags, holidays, whatever, I would say that's a form of prostitution. You was basically saying no, you don't agree with that, or what would you say? What's your stance on that?
First of all, the word prostitution, for those who may need clarity, is sex work. But the issue I take with the word prostitution is oftentimes people use the word prostitution in a negatively tinged way, almost like to chastise a woman. I get called a prostitute for saying that I wouldn't date a man who can't take care of me, let alone actually engaging in activities where I'm being paid. But what's really interesting about this conversation I was having regarding prostitution was this came off the back of me saying that the thing people don't want to recognize is, and this is going to be very controversial to say, but marriage also is sex work, because a lot of women, what they're doing is, and this is controversial to say, because
I'm going to hear this. Say this.
In your definition where you said earlier about prostitution, where you know, like you sleep with a man, you get money, or you hang out with him, you get money. Why I say marriage is prostitution is because what happens is women engage in marriage from a place where, okay, he's gonna take care of you.
I just want you to pause here, soak in everything that's been said so far. Soak it in. Okay, let's keep going.
Financially, and there's a home for you both to live in, and what you are doing is you're fulfilling a role. So you're going to either be some sort of like homemaker, homekeeper, you're raising and rearing the kids, and you are partnering with him and sleeping with him in the hopes that the trade-off will be that you get validation, love, and upkeep. And the man understands and believes that if he continues to fulfill that role for you, then the arrangement works, because marriage is an arrangement. Now, why I say it's prostitution is because whilst it's not necessarily on the surface you're for a transactional exchange, there's something that you're for.
But then there's the basis of a relationship. I guess the reason why prostitution is because it's just it's sexual, it's nothing but sex. Get the sex, you go. Whereas a marriage, to even get to the marriage, there would have been a build of a relationship, friendship, gone through a few things, families involved, maybe you might even have kids now. So I think that's why that would be the difference.
See, here's my thing. Marriage was created and sanctioned by God, and God created sex for marriage. Sin created prostitution and any form of intimacy outside of marriage, okay? So if that's the case, then how is something that God created to be perfect and pure also a form of a sin act, of an unclean act, of an immoral, unpure thing? See, this tells you how demonic, quite frankly, feminism is. There is no moral grounds. There is no moral basis of the rationale that comes from this type of school of thought, sexual liberation, because debauchery is not freedom. Debauchery is praised, no shame. But again, to deduce marriage down to an arrangement for sex, it's foolish. It's ignorant. Females who say things like this are loud and wrong and always have somebody's mic. This is a microphone munchkin. We're tired of hearing from the microphone munchkins. Where are the wives? Where are the future wives? Where are the women who have morals and standards for their lives? Who have more respect for the sanctity of marriage than a whore? Since when did men who come to body, you provide procreation, provisioning, protection, and problem solving. When did clients start bringing that to your hotel room, to that back seat? Since when? Yeah, I love that hoe. I just really want to protect her. When a client ever said that? Since when a client wanted to give you his babies? Huh? Since when a client wanted to go to a diamond ring store to get you diamonds and gold? Since when did a client want to solve your problems for you? Want to help you get unstuck from the muck that you got yourself in? Since when did a client say, I will love you for richer or for poor, for better or for worse? I will love you and care for you until death. Since when? See, those are the things that wives get.
Like, I'm just fed the up. I can't take another minute of this bull. Oh! Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Since when did clients provide you his masculinity when he's not thrashing you? Is he providing 4 P's when you provide that little go? Is that when he's trying to solve your problems, babe? The disrespect. And so for you to sit up here to agree that wives are sex workers and that marriage is prostitution, I would like to submit to you that perhaps you have to check where your moral ground standing is, where your moral bearing is, because it's coming from a place that is impure. It comes from a place that doesn't create a healthy home for children to be reared. Let's listen to the rest of this clip.
I guess the reason why prostitution is because it's just it's sexual. It's nothing but sex. So you get the sex, you go. Whereas a marriage, to even get to the marriage, there would have been a build of a relationship, friendship, gone through a few things, families involved. Maybe you might even have kids now. So I think that's why that would be the difference.
Understand that, and why I'm fascinated by that is because what people really miss out on in that conversation and in their opposition to the idea of marriage being a form of sex work is once you stop being able to render that service to the man, he leaves you. So for example, I've seen countless situations where the woman has gained weight after having children and the man has decided he doesn't want to be with her anymore because either her libido has lowered, so she's no longer interested in having sex, she doesn't feel good about herself, she doesn't want to have sex, so that man moves on. Or the woman becomes disabled or becomes sick and needs long-term care from her husband, and he leaves because he can't be arsed and he doesn't want to do that and he can't have sex with her anymore. So what I've observed is that once men stop seeing you as the person that can fulfill that transactional need that they want from you, their energy switches up very quickly.
Do you think that's the case majority of the times? So
Unfortunately, majority.
You think so?
I won't say every single
because
man,
do you not feel
majority.
like when you get because I can't speak because I'm not married, and I do feel like marriages get a bit stale. I guess what I've heard they do, and like from research and that stuff. So I guess I get what you're saying, but then I can't remember what I was going to say now. About what was he saying?
When I was saying that the men leave when they can't have their needs
No,
met.
I'm saying, do you not feel that after a while that some men just stay anyway? Even if it's because
most men just stay because it's easier
convenient
to stay than to leave.
Yeah, so at least they still stay. So at least they're not going then.
The only times a man is going to leave a marriage is if he's already patterned the replacement. Men, if a man has not found your replacement, he's happy to just stay and just...
Make it happen, make it work.
We've got lots of our names together on joint accounts. It's long to leave.
People will argue against what you're saying because there was an initial relationship, there was a building of a friendship. Absolutely. And again, that is what makes the difference between the transaction and a relationship, the transaction and a commitment, the prostitute and the wife. All men cheat. All men gonna go buy some. She sat there up on that couch and said she believes most men do this, and that. Because last time I checked, 80% of women file for divorces. So most men leave. I'm going to bring this back up and then I'm going to pull up the second video because, again, she said men leave when his wife can no longer give up the box.
About what was he saying?
When I was saying that the men leave when they can't have their needs
met.
I'm
saying, do you not feel that after a while that some men just stay anyway? Even if it's because
most men just stay because it's easier
convenient
to stay than to leave.
Yeah, so at least they still stay. So at least they're not going then.
The only times a man is going to leave a marriage is if he's already patterned the replacement. Men, if a man has not found your replacement, he's happy to just stay and just...
Make it happen, make it work.
We've got lots of our names together on joint accounts. It's long to leave.
She said that. TJ, she said men leave Husbands in particular leave when the wife can no longer give up the box, when her libido is low. Again, this is a woman who has never tasted what true love is, who has never experienced the love and protection and provisioning and problem solving and tender care and generosity, true, genuine love from a man. He said, I hate my wife, but I would never get a chance to divorce her.
Jump down my throat. Let me give some backstory to this situation. I, 28 male, have my wife, Amber, 28 female, and we've been married for the last 10 years. Today, I woke up in the morning, grabbed her out of bed, showered her, wiped her ass, fed her, and then sat her inside of her favorite chair with her favorite show playing. My wife, for all intents and purposes, is a shell, a body of the person that she used to be. A year and a half ago, my wife got into a tragic car accident. She got hit in a T-bone collision going 75 while running a red light. I stopped loving my wife 2 months ago. And I know what you might be thinking, it was because she was in a vegetable state. No, that was not it. I still loved my wife inside of that state and took care of her every single day. I still take care of her every single day. The reason I hate my wife was because of what I found in her phone. I was going to do a collage of our relationship and put it inside of our room to show how commemorative we are together. All the trips we took together, all the places we have been, everything we have visited on my dime because I loved her and I cared for her and I wanted her to have the best things in the world. Well, when I went into her phone, I kind of saw some messages from the exact day of the accident. It pretty much was, hurry up. Where are you? I need you right now. I'm on the way. I love you. I had trouble getting away from him. Who's him? I'm him. I looked at the phone and I was shocked. I've never seen this name before, but after scrolling through the messages, I saw pictures, I saw videos, I saw things that I couldn't even get her to do with me. In Barbados, I couldn't even get her to do with me. In Japan, I'm sitting there like, wait, we went all over the world, and you did this next door. You did this down the street. You did this a block away. Okay, this is ridiculous. So I had to see who the man was. I had to find him. I had to know who was this great man. And I went to his page, and I saw. He was inside of a relationship. He got into a relationship 2 days after my wife's accident. After the lady that he was smashing on got put into a military situation, got vegetabilized. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Somebody that loved you with all of their heart, that would take care of you every single day while you were sick. You don't love. You're not there for. You won't do these things for. But somebody that will leave you 2 days after your accident. Somebody that won't give a second fuck if you're okay after your accident. That's the person you love?
That's heavy. Most men, they gonna leave you once you can no longer give up the box. Cause you only good for the box. Most husbands gonna leave once you become a vegetable. Because you can't give up the box. Most men don't leave you once your libido go low and gain some weight. Because you no longer love yourself. Let me tell you, I am pregnant with our third. And when I tell you my libido be like non-existent, it be low, it go up then down, and I have gained weight, this and that. That's what comes with life. That's what comes with marriage. That's what comes with childbearing. As a prostitute, you think your libido was always going to be high? Baby, it's not. Yeah, you may be 29 today, but you ain't going to be 29 every day for the rest of your life. Your libido gonna probably shoot down quicker than a woman who hasn't partaken in that profession of yours. But a man is going to leave once you can no longer give up the cookie. A husband is going to leave once you are no longer beneficial down there for him. Is a lie. Because men don't marry just for the cookie. Men marry for the commitment, for the companionship, for the fun, the laughs. The cookie is extra. Because guess what? We like the D2. We want the D2. She's saying that like men are the only sexual creatures. If women weren't sexual creatures, there would be no hole for him to put it in. There would be no gushy for him to experience. There would be no bosom for him to enjoy if we were not sexual creatures. Why all of a sudden are men the only sexual creatures? When you sitting up here saying that you're a dominatrix? Why? The hypocrisy. Lie after
lies.
Saying that once you can no longer give up the box, most men are going to leave. But again, 75 to 80% of women file for divorce. She said most. She's sitting up there like she actually looked up the statistic, don't know nothing. But women eating this garbage up. She's in the same category as the princess. She's in the same category as the sprinkles. She's in the same category as every woman who is spreading sexual liberation, only use men for what he can give you. But what about the intangibles? What about his character? What about who he is? Men are walking banks. Men are nothing but wallets, paychecks. Yes, to the prostitute, but to the women who want to love and be loved, who want to be provided for, because yes, husbands provide, and to also provide, maybe not monetarily, her husband is more than a paycheck. Because I would choose my husband over the money he's bringing in, because money cannot provide me those cuddles. Money cannot provide me procreation. Money cannot provide me his mind, his spirit, his aura, his masculinity, his care. It can't, because he is invaluable to me. My husband, protection, my lover. Money can't keep you warm at night. Yeah, it can put you in some nice sheets and nice bed, if you got enough, a warm home. But it cannot provide you that companionship that every single person wants and needs. It cannot. Y'all sitting up here listening to these dry wigs and fake femininity coaches who are teaching you how to use men for the transaction. You may get that bag, but you're still going to come up empty, lonely, broken, used by the very men that y'all claim that you're trying to get, because you're just trying to get a bag. Get the bag, sis. Yes. Y'all praise debauchery and using people over looking at an individual's character. Listen, as I said time and time again, there is nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be provided for. But what else is there? What else are you looking for? Where are your morals rooted in? Is it rooted in love? Is it rooted in purity? Or is it rooted in selfish gain and intent? Women who create this type of content do understand why it's so dangerous. They need to fix that light, huh? Because it's steeped in selfishness. Again, debauchery. And now it's creating statements that marriage is the same as sex work. Maybe the modern definition, marriage, because people no longer see marriage as something to be regarded or respected or pure or sacred. She's talking about the modern, godless definition of marriage. She's talking about the modern definition that are void of morals and standards and love. And because divorce is so easily accessible, people see marriage as something less to be desired. They see it as a transaction. That's because they don't have God at the head and the center of it. Just because you do not qualify for a quality man doesn't mean quality men don't exist. Doesn't mean there are not men who truly want to be husbands and to provide his 4 Ps, his love, his masculine energy, his seed. That doesn't mean these men don't exist. Women like her and who think like her, their true value only runs as deep as their cookie. No matter how attractive she may be, and no matter how intelligent or perceived intelligence that she may have or be, they are only as good as their sexual pleasure, because there is no positive, multipliable value that you can bring to the world on a micro or a macro level. Again, I said positive. You can create more prostitutes. You can create more selfish women. You can create more women who are trauma bonding off of their negative experiences. But what about you creating or helping women facilitate their healing and not their brokenness? If you watch more of the interview, you will see that the interviewer was quite influenced by her rationale. She was bewitched by her words, by her cunning, and by her pseudo intellect, and her perceived deep thinking of this concept of marriage. But she ain't seen no wife. Don't want to be a wife. And I'm not saying that women who were raised by single mothers aren't wise, because I know that's not true, or that isn't always true. But she has completely reprobated the entire idea of what marriage is supposed to be. This is just really sad to see, because there are young women who are, again, motivated and influenced by this woman, Slumflower, who we saw, and even by the woman who was in my chat earlier, talking about how I was in my feelings and I'm being narrow-minded and only married women would be offended by what she said. There are young women who are being influenced by this, and these are women who are still having children. These women still have kids, and then they're raising broken people, bleeding all over everybody in the world, and expecting to have some type of peace in their lives, when they don't even have any peace from within, because they weren't even taught that it's possible to heal. But the truth in love has been signed, sealed, and delivered by yours truly. If you like the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. And if you know of any women who you think would benefit from this information, then please share. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
It's a no for me, dog. I don't think it was really.
Like, I'm just fed the up. I can't take another minute of this bull.
Feminists. Lies.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Oh, I can feel that from where
I'm not engaging in this conversation with you anymore, thank you.
The door.